The day has come. Nintendo are finally adding Game Boy and Game Boy Advance to the Nintendo Switch Online service. Yes! This is something I've wanted since Nintendo Switch Online happened when they released the NES and SNES later, and then they added Genesis. I've been waiting, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the Nintendo community has been waiting for them to add Game Boy games to Nintendo Switch Online, and it looks like it's going to finally happen, and it might even happen as early as next week. They're having Nintendo Online is having like a downtime maintenance session, I think, on Monday next week. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that is when we start seeing Game Boy games on Nintendo Switch. So let's get into the news. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look what games are coming potentially, or that have been tested by Nintendo on their emulator that they've designed. But before we do, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, click the bell icon. If you love gaming, love tech, love everything in between, then please click the like, click subscribe, click the bell icon, and maybe even support by clicking the join button. So let's get into the news. Yes! So, this article comes courtesy of Kotaku. Nintendo's Game Boy Advance emulator for Switch Online seemingly leaks. Yes! Data miners say the games include Metroid Fusion and many others. The retro library for the Nintendo Switch Online might be getting beefed up any day now. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance emulators for the service, developed by Nintendo, have apparently leaked online, and it looks like a long list of games, including Mario Kart, Golden Sun, Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire, have been tested on it. Twitter user Trash Bandicoot tweeted today that 4Files leaked on 4chan. It leaked on 4chan. I haven't heard of 4chan in years. Earlier in the day, which included emulators in development by Nintendo Europe Research and Development NERD. The first, called Hayoyo, is for the Game Boy. The second, Sloop, is for the Game Boy Advanced. According to Trash Bandicoot, both emulators are kind of buggy, but functional, and the leaked files contain screenshots of the games being tested on the Switch. So Nintendo's Game Boy Advanced emulator for the Nintendo Switch just leaked online. And now it's just a matter of waiting for Nintendo Switch Online to add Game Boy Advanced. And he's also taking screenshots of it actually working. So they've actually managed to like data mine this stuff out of the dev kit, basically. And they've got screenshots. So here is some of the list of games and the components. So they are going to have, looks like they're going to have a multiplayer component on it too, which is good, as they did for some of the other Nintendo Switch Online games. Pokemon Pinball, Robot Tyson, Golden Sun, yes, Mario Brothers. Oh man, Mario Pinball. Okay, so he also sent pictures of the emulator running. So here's a couple of screenshots of the emulator actually running. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Sweet. Cool. Been waiting for this moment all my life. So let's go back to the article. So another Twitter account, Ratgorl Hunter, went further and started tweeting actual camera footage of the emulators booting up and running on Switch. That account no longer exists, though the recent tweets can still be viewed through the Wayback Machine. And then a member of that's basically like a website that like basically takes a snapshot of all the websites before they get taken down. You can go to you can see what Google looks like in the early 2000s and stuff if you want. Wayback Machine, highly recommended. A member of the Pokemon and Gaming Leaks account, Poryleaks, told Kotaku that the emulator only worked on a Switch dev kit and shared the footage of the emulator running Golden Sun via another member who goes by John Poryleaks. According to Twitter Mondo Mega, the files show that tons of Game Boy Advance games have been tested on the emulator, and while that doesn't mean that any of them are guaranteed to come in the future, the list includes titles like The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap, Metroid Fusion, Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones, and Mega Man Battle Network 2. And we're going to take a look at the list of games that Nintendo have supposedly tested on their emulators. So it could be a sign that these are the games going to be potentially launching, or coming soon after on this new Nintendo Switch Online portion, the Game Boy portion. The library of Game Boy Advance games they tested for this thing is massive. Tested is the key word. Doesn't mean they'll all actually launch on the launch of the service. Yellow is in the ROM folder at some point, but not in the leaked build. So there's evidence. This is one other game with evidence of being tested, though. Weirdest of all, they apparently included references to Easy Flash's cartridges and testing files. Does that mean Nintendo has actually seek inspiration from the piracy scene? People that make these illegal game carts and emulators. Nintendo's tapped in to the work that they've done to basically make emulators in the first place. They've tapped into that to make their own official emulator. That's kind of funny. Easy Flash. The storage devices have long been used in retro homebrew and regarded by Nintendo as vectors of piracy of its games. Nintendo internally acknowledging Easy Flash cartridges made this leak feel off to me, Twitter developer, YouTuber, modern vintage gamer. I don't think Nintendo developed it at all if it's real. Nintendo internally acknowledging Easy Flash cartridges makes this leak feel off to me. I don't think Nintendo developed it at all if it's real. Ooh, I don't know though. According to data miner Oatmeal Dome, however, the leaked Game Boy Advance emulator is being developed by Nerd in collaboration with Panasonic Vietnam. Oatmeal Dome also shared a screenshot of a GIF file showing the image of Easy Flash cart, which was added by a Nintendo employee. Nintendo PR and legal is against the use of all flash carts. In the past, Nintendo did produce their own development for development purposes, so it's interesting that they used an image of Easy Flash. Perhaps they don't have any of this legacy hardware at Nerd's offices. I do have to say though, if this is fake, someone went to a lot of effort to trick us all. Nintendo did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So here's a video of the Game Boy emulator Sloop running. Nope. Let's go back down. I messed it up. There it is. There it is. Got all the games. So on to the interesting part. What games have they tested for them? Look at all the games. Here's it working. Golden Sun. Awesome. Hopefully they have all sorts of filters and stuff you could use on it too. That'd be kind of cool. So let's get into the meat of the pie. Let's look at the games. Oh, first, rumors of Game Boy games being added to the Switch Online began to circulate late last summer, starting with the Nate the Hate podcast. Nintendo Life later said its own sources corroborated that initial report, as did Eurogamer, adding that other retro platforms are also on the cards. Yes, if and when the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games get added to Switch Online, they will be the 5th and 6th retro consoles represented. They will be following the current lineup of NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, and Nintendo 64. Game Boy games would be especially fitting addition to the portable console, since it was Nintendo's first hit handheld. Whether they would be added to the base $20 annual subscription price or the $50 a year version needed to access the N64 expansion pack is unclear. In either case, they would go a long way to making the online service less of a disappointment. Nintendo Switch Online plans have a history of leaking ahead of schedule. Names for the SNES emulator and games were found in datamine files months before they were officially added. In October 2021, the same thing happened with upcoming N64 games. So let's get into it. What games have Nintendo tested for the emulator for Nintendo Switch's online Game Boy Advance component? Let's take a look. So it's a pretty substantial list apparently. So we've got Astro Boy, Omega Factor. Alright, we've got Car Battler Joe, Castlevania Area of Sorrow, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Choo Choo Rocket, Drill Dozer, Fire Emblem The Secret Stones, Fire Emblem game, yes, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, another cracker of a game, Game & Watch Gallery 4, Golden Sun, The Lost Age, Gunstar Superheroes, Harvest Moon, Friends of the Mineral Town, Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Koro Puzzle Happy Panichir, Kururin. I'm pretty sure I played that game. That's a brilliant game. Lufia and Ruins of Lore, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Mario Golf Advance Tour, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Party Advance, Mario Tennis Power Tour, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Mega Man, a bunch of Mega Man games, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission, Driller 2, Ninja 5-0, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Robot Tyson, Original Generation, Tactics Ogre, Wario Land 4, WarioWare, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3, and The Legend of Zelda, The British Cap. Whew, I need to take a minute to breathe there. I'm not seeing, though, Pokemon Fire Red, Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Emerald. I'm not seeing Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. Where are these games? These were some of the first games. Super Mario Land 2. These are some of the games that I grew up on, my first games for the Game Boy, so I'm a little bit disappointed not to see them on the list. According to Mondo Mega, though, the leaked Game Boy Advance emulator also includes plenty of screenshots of Pokemon games, Ruby, yes, and Emerald, suggesting that those titles have been tested. So they have been tested, potentially. I forgot to switch it back to the screen. The build for the Game Boy Color emulator is set to be a lot earlier than Game Boy Advance and only includes 4 games, Super Mario Land, Link's Awakening DX, and so it does have Super Mario Land, thank God. Hopefully they include Super Mario Land too. So yeah, there's footage of the emulator. This is massive. Massive. So with the older Nintendo consoles, they used to have something called the Virtual Console that allowed you to go into the shop and buy retro games from older platforms like Game Boy, NES, SNES. But they got rid of it in favor of a subscription model, Nintendo Switch Online, and I hated them for it. And I still kind of hate them for it, because if I want to go buy some retro games, I want to just buy them. I don't want to have to wait for months and years for them to hopefully release a game that I wanted on that platform. So is it perfect? No. Am I still going to be playing my emulators on potentially other devices like the Steam Deck? Probably. But I think it's good that they're going to add Game Boy to the Nintendo Switch. I've been wanting it for a long time, and I think the Nintendo Switch Lite is a perfect little device to play Game Boy games on. And like I said, hopefully they add scaling, filters, all that sort of stuff to it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and maybe add a nice little border around it to make it look like a Game Boy, you know. So yeah, let me know, what games are you wanting to come to Nintendo Switches Online, the Game Boy part. What Game Boy games do you want to see come to Nintendo Switch Online? Let me know in the comments down below. I really appreciate it, and I'd love to know what games are good for the Game Boy, because I'm sort of, there's a sort of Game Boy renaissance. Oh, dude, I can't speak today. Sorry, it's been a long day. Renaissance. There's a Game Boy sort of resurgence going on lately. And you know, I want to know what games you played as a kid on your Game Boy. Because I want to play some new Game Boy games that I haven't played. Advanced Wars. You know what? It's funny, they never added Advanced Wars to that list. I'll tell you why, because they've done a remaster of it that has been delayed time and time again. So yeah. Anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know what games you want. Let me know in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe, click the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video. Please join the Cult of Blaze by clicking join. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Love you. Peace out. It's Blaze2K.